And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day, committed to being your consumer advocate, your top real estate team here in Tampa Bay. We got an all-star lineup for you today. We got a real estate expert panel here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and it's all about helping you understand your buying decisions, making you just a bit more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Save our hotline in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372. That is our consumer advocate hotline number, and we would love to talk to you on the hotline at 813-670-7372. Any questions, comments, concerns you have with the show, just reach out to the hotline. We'll get right in touch with you here on the hotline, 813-670-7372. And check out consumerqb.com, a plethora of information available for you on our website, consumerqb.com. All-star lineup. Let's make our introductions here on the phones. Diane, Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage. Welcome back, Diane.
Hey, good to be back, Brandon.
Excellent. Yes, good stuff. So we got an interesting market now still with the pandemic. Here we are in the third quarter of the year. What is the mortgage market looking like?
Mortgage market rates are very good. Today I'm going to discuss forbearance and some of the myths and reality so that you can actually finance even after a forbearance. So that's what I'm going to talk about today.
Excellent, excellent. And as it sometimes goes, we were just talking about a potential lead prospect I sent you last night, potential seller, but then we're talking about challenges on the credit side. We got William Crowley, the credit magician, on the show. Welcome back.
Hey, good to be back. And we're gonna help people to take advantage of those rates that Diane says are good now by helping people make sure their credit is good, because you have to have fairly good credit in order to get those good rates. They don't have to be excellent, but it has to be definitely probably in the 640s or whatever Diane alludes to during the show, and I'll deal with that from that perspective.
All right, excellent. And in studio, my man, we got Manny Febre in the house. Manny Febre Frameworks. Welcome back.
What's up, Brandon? Always good to be here. I'm going to be talking a little bit about some new drone technology, some commercials that we're doing to help support small businesses. So we got a whole line of stuff that I want to go over.
Yeah, and talking about a different expanding market now as well, outside of real estate and into the engineering firms.
Yes, into the engineering firms. We're trying to get with FDOT and start becoming actually one of the first ones doing this out there for all the engineering clients.
The DOT, Department of Transportation.
That's right.
All right,
lifelong contracts.
Yeah, man. Well, talking about Manny Febre Frameworks, longtime friends of the program, over 5 years now, probably closer to 6. We've got 12208 Four Oaks Road. This is a development opportunity. They did the photography on this property for me, and check out the opportunity here. 5 acres in the heart of Tampa Bay, prime development opportunity. You're at a major intersection there of Four Oaks, Gun Highway, Nixon Road, and it's just to the west of Del Mabry. So you can build right here up to 9 units per acre. So it's an R9 future land use at 12208 Four Oaks Road in Tampa. That's a $1.8 million listing. Now, that's a great opportunity. Builders, developers, reach out. We'd love to talk to you about that. Also, another hot property that just hit the market. This is 4209 Preserve Place in Palm Harbor. Palm Harbor, one of the nicest, beautiful little towns in all of Tampa Bay. This is an end unit property, corner property here, condo, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage with a pool and a water view, waterfront, 4209 Preserve Place, Palm Harbor. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Somewhere sunny and 75. And let's give a shout out to the Golf Cart Depot of Tampa Bay, one of our show partners and sponsors, the Golf Cart Depot of Tampa Bay. Test drive today. They've got great, awesome golf carts available. Easy Go, Star EV, Cushman. They've got remanufactured, pre-owned golf carts available. And the Golf Cart of Tampa Bay. Say hello to Marty and his team. They do a great job. They've got our beautiful Keller Williams Red golf cart that I take around the neighborhood, and we actually have it wrapped now too, so you can see the latest pictures with the wraps. We got Bob Burmaster, Image 360, threw some wraps on there for us with the Keller Williams information on it, and just love getting out there the community, door knocking those. I got a lot of canals around me, Manny.
Yeah.
So I'm running around those canals, door knocking. But this is pre-COVID, of course.
Yeah, of course.
I'm kind of hesitant right now, but
with that view that you got, I mean, it's just amazing. But all the houses in that area, I mean, they're up and coming, and it's a great area to live at.
Absolutely, right on the waterfront, the canal.
Beautiful.
And Golf Car Depot, say hello. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. All right, let's jump right into it. Let's go to Diane Vance here first. We've got Diane Vance. She is a regional manager for a top 5 lender in the country. And when you look at the market right now, so many misconceptions, Diane. What are you hearing out there? What are some of the things that people are saying that are probably misnomers?
Well, it used to be that when you have a forbearance is when you've actually called your lender and asked them to put your payments on hold. So it used to be prior to May 19th that you had to wait 12 months after that to get a new loan. Okay, so prior to this time, prior to COVID, so we didn't have any direction for a while. So if the borrower's current and has no missed payments, it's normal, of course, because some people, they may have show on their credit bureau that's actually in forbearance, but really and honestly, they are still making their payments. A lot of the lenders put people in forbearance just for calling. So that is just, you just need to prove that you've not missed any payments. Reinstatement of the borrower resolved missed payments through the reinstatement. So what happens if you do go into a forbearance and then you put your loan as current, you pay up that for the missed payments, you're eligible for a new mortgage. So that's called a reinstatement. And then if the borrower must have resolved, complete the repayment plan. So let's say they haven't done that. They have to make at least 3 timely consecutive payments prior to closing. So what we do is we look at what is the situation, how close are they, have they actually resolved any payments, have they actually made it. There's a payment deferral. The borrower must have made at least 3 timely consecutive payments following the effective date of the payment deferral agreement. So anytime they've deferred the payment, so there's reinstatement, repayment, and a payment deferral. And the last one is a loan modification. So if the person has done a loan modification, then we would wait for the 3 timely consecutive payments before we could actually refinance or purchase a new property. There's a lot of misconceptions out there in the marketplace because there's a lot of confusion from what the old guidelines used to be prior to May 19th to the new guidelines. So if you actually went into forbearance, it's fine. Because of the COVID, they've actually made some exceptions and changes that actually helps everybody. So you still can finance. I've had a lot of customers call and ask, "Hey, listen, I was laid off, or I was on furlough. I'm back to work now. During the time that I was laid off, I did put my house payment on hold, or my student loans, or whatever it is." That's okay. All right. So we just need to talk to you and talk you through what you need to do. So that is the biggest misconception out there. The other misconception is that, people are not sure what interest rates are doing. Interest rates are still very low. And, we don't know I don't know. My economics in the past, what I learned is not what today's world is. So my advice is that I go to people that are smarter than I am. And it's so funny because I belong to two separate ones. One, Brandon, which is MBS Highway. Yep. And he's predicting rates are going to drop. And then the other one is David Stevens, who is another, used to be the president of the Mortgage Bankers Association. He's kind of predicting they're going to stay this way. So who knows? But they are still very, very good. So people are buying houses at right. I mean, we're very busy. I know you guys are very busy, Brandon, but there's multiple offers right now. There is not enough houses to go around. And when a house does come on the market that's priced correctly, it goes very fast. I was working with an agent that actually, every time the customer comes in, because they fly in because they're coming here, by the time they get here, the property's already under contract. Another misconception is people think there are deals out there right now, that people are actually discounting their properties. I'm not seeing that. I don't know what you're seeing, but I am not seeing that.
Yeah, no, you're right on point. If you just joined us, that's Diane, Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, top 1% realtor in the area. And yeah, that's a big one. Is some people think, oh, well, with the pandemic, maybe people are looking for deals. I get low ball offers all the time, and I just replied to rejected. I'll just reject it. So the offers are definitely competitive. We have another property that my wife listed just a few days ago, highest and best, multiple offers already again on that. So we are looking for sellers. We're offering opportunities for sellers. We're giving veteran discounts, first responders, military, teachers, nurses. We're looking for reasons to give you a discount if you list with us, because we need more inventory, and that helps feed the cycle of real estate right here in Tampa Bay. It keeps the economy going, and now more than ever, we need that a collaborative approach. All of us small business owners, we got to pull together, we got to work together, we got to share resources and help move this ball down the field. So, hey, a great lineup for you today. More from Diane, Vance. We got William Crowley up next, the credit magician. Also, Manny Febre in studio. We're going to talk about drone photography and some of the cool things they're doing with that technology right here and more on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check out consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right. Hey, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, top 1% realtor group in Tampa Bay, featured in Florida Realtor Magazine again recently, the May issue of 2020. We were just featured again for our innovation with marketing, what we're doing in the community. So Florida Realtor Magazine did another special feature and a write-up with us just last month. So real excited about that. Good stuff, talking about marketing, creative ways to promote your brand. And that's the real estate for all Florida, the magazine for all Florida real estate, rather. So a couple of hot listings here. 212 Bunker Hill back on the market. We had a deal fall out, but this one is a great opportunity right on the causeway going to Honeymoon Island. Check out that view and beautiful waterways surrounding 212 Bunker Hill Lane. Dunedin. We actually have our friend Suncoast Roofing putting on a brand new roof this week. So that's going to be completed, brand new roof. Great opportunity to own real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. 422 Wildwood Way. This is in BELLEAIR, surrounded by top-notch golfing, world-class golf. You got the beaches, waterways, all right around the corner. Great opportunity for this two-story, beautiful home. Owner put $100,000 recently into it. 422 Wildwood Way in BELLEAIR. And if you want to have your properties featured live on air on our syndicated show in 85 different outlets, we would love to talk to you. All you have to do is give us a call at 813-670-7372. And for all of our listings, check out platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we got a shout out to Replenish IV Solutions. Say hello to our friends over at Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. Stephen and Lisa Gunnan, they are the owners of this awesome company. Now, they will deliver to your home or office. Think about it. If you're starting to feel sick or maybe get that weekend hangover, they're going to deliver a cocktail, a Myers cocktail to you, vitamin infusion drip directly into your bloodstream, helping you recover and feel better, and also protecting you by boosting your immune system from the coronavirus and all the other viruses out there. So Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you and take them up on the special offers just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we're going to go to William Crowley now. William Crowley, the credit magician, and he is a credit restoration, credit improvement specialist, many, many years in the business. How many years in the business now, William?
20 plus now.
20 plus. Okay, so you're kind of new at it, but you're starting to learn it a little bit.
Yep. Anyway, just wanted to say it's good to be back. Hope people are dealing with this coronavirus. Nevertheless, we're still in business, and we're trying to. Actually, business has picked up for us considerably since this coronavirus. So, but I was listening. But I try to piggyback off of what Diane, our mortgage expert, talks about on the show, and I kind of just follow up with that. She was saying that the rates are good. I didn't get the exact scores that people were being required to have. I think it's probably around the mid-sixes. But nevertheless, want to make sure that people are aware that if your scores aren't where you want them to be, there's a lot of free sites out there that you can check the content. Now, the score may not be accurate, but you can look at the content on the websites, or you can get the mortgage person to pull it. And they can't release it, of course, but they can pull it and then give you an idea of what needs to be addressed. But if you're going to go to the free site, don't pay too much attention to the score. Look at the content. If there's any negative information on there, then remember the Fair Credit Reporting Act of 1970 allows you to make mistakes and also to have them corrected, okay? So there's a lot of misconceptions. Diana mentioned misconceptions earlier as well. The misconceptions about credit repair is just as phenomenal as any other, as any other industry with its the misconceptions surrounding it. So we want to destroy those type of myths because people can legally have their credit restored using the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Therefore, and it goes after the negative information that does in fact belong to you because the credit reporting agencies have missteps according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So the information does in fact belong to you, but you can have a lot of that information removed legally by using the Fair Credit Reporting Act that was created by Congress in 1970. And in addition to that, we use the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, which came around, I think it was 1976. It's an extension, essentially, of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and it's going to deal with the collections on people's credit report. A lot of times people have outstanding collections, and they are a result of the original creditor charging off a debt, which now the debt is gone. The debt is dead and gone. The collectors buy them and try to revive them by duping you into thinking that you still owe the debt and trying to get you to pay them.
Right.
In reality, you don't owe anybody because the debt has been charged off by the original creditor. The insurance has been paid out, or whatever you want to call it, the tax write-off. The original creditor will no longer contact you. The collectors buy it for pennies on a dollar, and they come after you. So in addition to removing the negative information from the credit report, we're also going to use a validation of debt letter according to the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act and issue it to any collector that's pursuing you for a debt. This is going to save you money. Sometimes people have a tremendous amount of collection debt on their credit report, and we don't want them using that money to pay off a collection. We'd rather have them put that money down on the property at time of closing or whatever you're going to need it for, but something much more productive than just paying off a collection, which you don't owe, but you have to let them know. And we issue the validation of debt so you can make a distinction on what collections you do owe and you don't owe. So this is a really great process, and we work hand in hand with Diane, with the mortgage company, and with Brandon Rhymes as the realtor. We try to legally help people get their credit restored, and everything is transparent. So we're actually teaching you how to do your own credit repair as well. And I like to use the word credit restoration as opposed to your traditional credit repair, because the traditional credit repair companies, I believe that they're very limited in the services that they offer. Whereas ours, we do a complete, what I want to call credit repair on steroids. So we're using 4 steps as opposed to 1 step. The 1 step is just deleting the information. We use 4 steps, and the 2 prominent of those 4 steps is deleting the information, of course, and then utilization of the validation of debt letters to the collectors. So if you have collectors, do not pay them, do not ignore them. We'll issue a validation of debt. We'll show you how that works. And I can keep on going. Great.
There you
so
go.
I know Diane even mentioned the forbearance. So by the time you get the forbearance, that means that your credit has been somewhat damaged. You probably have late payments attached to those accounts. So we want to go through and legally remove those late payments off the account based on, using the Fair Credit Reporting Act and going after the credit reporting agencies for violation of due process. Make sure you understand, folks, you're not getting away with anything. We know people make mistakes, okay? So the Fair Credit Reporting Act was created by Congress to say, okay, listen, let's make sure that the credit reporting agencies are following the law as well. And most of the time, they aren't, because they don't have the manpower nor the womanpower to sustain that workload. That's a lot of work to deal with everybody's Social Security number in America at the time that they're participating in any type of commercial transactions. So they miss a lot of steps. So we're here to go after them for the steps they missed and have them to correct this information on your credit report. And in turn, as we're removing the negatives, your score is going to go up based on your existing positive information on your credit report. If you don't have positive information, then you need to get some positive information. As we're removing the negatives, you're going to be looking for that. A lot of credit repair companies like to masquerade like they're raising your credit score up to this point here. They're not raising credit score. The true credit repair or credit restoration company is cleaning up the credit and then allowing your positive information to be illuminated. If you don't have that positive information, then of course you need to go out and get some positive trade lines. And the mortgage people will let you know some avenues to go for that. I don't like to get into that area because the mortgage people know what it's going to take to get a loan. I'm not a mortgage person. I am credit restoration. So we get you ready for the mortgage people, but the mortgage people will give you, Diane, the mortgage people will give you direction on what you specifically need to get that score up as we're removing the negative information.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of times we can transform old debt that has negative attachments by removing those negative attachments. That changes that debt from a negative, takes it from the negative category and puts it in the positive category because we've deleted the negative late payments or whatever associated with that debt. So sometimes we can transform debt, bad debt to good debt, and facilitate and raising that credit score as well.
Yeah, and that's William Crowley, the credit magician here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, RaiseOurScore.com. And Diane, do you want to take kind of a follow from that, from what William was saying and how you work together with William?
Yep. So what happens is the minimum credit score is 620, but if we're trying to 620. So if we are trying to get it up to a higher, because you get a better interest rate with higher credit scores, typically we'll go ahead and get with William. But I will tell you that the best thing for anybody to do is if you've had negative, make sure you go out and get a secured credit card or something to offset the negative. Exactly what William said is that if you have some positives, just don't ignore it. A lot of people get really scared once they have an event in their life that causes a lot of charge-offs and collections and things like that. And then they never do anything. They wait 5 years and they do nothing. They pay cash for everything. That doesn't help. So collections don't need to be paid off a lot of the times, most of the time, but you do need some positive credit to offset the negative credit in the past. So I suggest always going to get a secure credit card, and that's what William when I talk to William, that's what I tell people to do. I actually have a contact at a local bank that she does that for us. And so sometimes it's just a matter of time before it actually will work.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a comprehensive process and approach, and when you look at it, you want to make sure you get that pre-approval in place. You want to get out there early, and one of the things that we do with our team to win properties, because when properties hit the market, they're gone fast in a lot of cases. And Lindsay works with buyers. Lindsay is my wife. Lindsay Rhymes, she works with buyers, so she sets up hot sheets and she's able to look at those properties. We'll instantly be on the phone with the other agent setting up the showing and our client setting up the showing, so that way we can try to win that opportunity. Another great agent on our team is Erin Foley. She's an awesome buyer agent, and we've got a few others as well on our team. But yeah, so that's kind of the process. Get the credit in place, find the property, make the offer, and then follow through, with the contract, with your inspections and et cetera.
Yeah, so most of the time I'm gonna, if they tell me, hey, my credit score is 620 or below, let's say 580, I will typically give them William's name so that he can do his work first, so that we don't hit their credit until it's time.
Yep, 30 seconds, William. 30 seconds to you.
And so those collections on the credit report, we want to make sure that people understand, don't just let those collections sit there. Let's go ahead and address those through disputing and then issuing a validation of debt. Because even though sometimes the lender says that the score, we don't care about the collections, they're still impacting the score. So we want to get those addressed. Yeah, we still want to get those addressed in a legal fashion. So let's be proactive and let's make this happen.
All right, good stuff. Diane, Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage. Support your local lenders, your local economy right here in Tampa Bay. William Crowley, the credit magician. And coming up, we got Manny Febre Frameworks right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, as well as our feel-good story of the day. School bus driver inspired by students gets college degree. Stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show. Make sure you check out consumerqb.com. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, published author and professional speaker. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. Working on a new book right now with Eli Gonzalez, one of our expert contributors on the Consumer Quarterback Show, all about real estate, helping you understand the real estate side, what's going on, how we're leading the marketing of real estate, and a lot of things we're doing on the real estate side. This segment's brought to you by the BELLEAIR Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. You got to say hello to Clyde Smith. He is the general manager over at Sloppy Joe's Restaurant and also BELLEAIR Beach Resort. Say hello to Clyde. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. They've got an awesome opportunity for our radio family to give them a call, book online or book directly, and enjoy a beautiful weekend staycation or longer. They got 2 pools on site, Sloppy Joe's Beach Bar and Restaurant, and a beautiful beach right there at the BELLEAIR Beach Resort on lovely Treasure Island, Florida. And they've got music and entertainment, all kinds of good stuff. Say hello to our friends at the BELLEAIR Beach Resort. Let them know that the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on those special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, 520 George Street South. This is in Tarpon Springs. It's a gorgeous property. It's just under $500,000 right on Lake Tarpon. Beautiful home. You've got a private boat dock. You've got a mother-in-law suite that could be rented out. No homeowners association. Right on Lake Tarpon, which is 2,500-acre lake, the largest in all of Tampa Bay and Central Florida. 520 George Street South, Tarpon Springs. Great opportunity to live that Florida lifestyle right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Also, KETCH Court, Tarpon Springs. We've got vacant land available. We've got lots of land, vacant land opportunities, builder, developer opportunities. This one's on KETCH Court. Look at the beautiful photography. Again, compliments of Febre Frameworks. Look at that vacant lot. Build your dream home right here in one of the best real estate markets of all of Tampa Bay, and that's Tarpon Springs right here in beautiful Tampa Bay, just by Palm Harbor, Tarpon Springs. Great opportunity to own real estate. Check out all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. Those some nice shots right there, weren't they?
I like them, man.
Man,
every time I look at those beachfront properties, man, they pop.
Yeah, that's right. We got Manny Febre in studio here, Febre Frameworks. And yeah, man, what an awesome journey you guys been. How long you been running the company now? How long you guys been in business? Over
we're at 4 years, July 26th, and then we're going on for a 5 year. So it's been a long journey, and we've been innovating as we go. So we're just like continuously trying to inject technology into our business, because we know technology is what really drives this world. I mean, you can tell with the stocks and all the sectors. I mean, really technology really runs it. So as a lot of realtors work at all times of the day, we're usually like automating the delivery process. So a lot of times we had to send out the photos manually, and now that we had a programmer come in and incorporate this technology, which automatically sends out your homes as soon as the invoice is paid.
Wow.
So it's incredible, because a lot of times everybody's working at all times of the day. We want to make sure just because we're closed, you're able to get your photos. So we did that this year, and we're increasing technology by adding a customer portal where you can get all your invoices. You can see all the past homes, all your Matterports, everything. We got to make sure that we're cutting edge and we're leading this industry. It's still brand new. Drones came along in 2016. Mm-hmm. It was August, around in August, where the actual Part 107 certification was actually available. Before that, it was a 3,300 exemption, and it was very expensive. We're talking about $3,000. Now to get your drone license, it's $150.
Wow.
The test is pretty difficult. I mean, it's roughly about 60 questions, so it's a little hard. But for the most part, we've been seeing a really good turnaround. Well, actually, what
do you have to pass? 60 questions.
Yeah.
What do you percentage?
So you have to get a 70%, kind of similar to the real estate license, where you have to get 70%. I guess that's the cutoff. But man, I'll tell you something. A lot of the questions that you usually see on all the study guides, when you go there, you're like, whoa, this is not what I just read. So a lot of my photographers had a really challenging time actually passing it, but it was crazy because the police department actually came to our office, and they said they were telling us somebody lost a dog. So they were looking for certified drone pilots. So they actually came to our office and asked us if we could actually use one of our drones or one of our pilots to go look for the dog. And unfortunately, we weren't able to find the dog, but we at least gave her a chance to see if he was somewhere in it was like marsh or or something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, this industry is still so brand new. I mean, literally, the 4 years that we've been in business is how long the Part 107s have been available. So we're really just trying to continue to innovate, and that's what gets me into my next topic, which is actually the new technology that's coming out. A lot of the survey companies use LiDAR, which usually they have to either do it manually by a truck or whatever it is, but with a drone, it's an autonomous flight, and literally we can get a point cloud that gets so many elevations and gets such a great terrain for our engineers to use for the roadways.
Wow.
They have a better opportunity to make better roadways. And not only that, you know how hot solar is right now. A lot of people are starting to discover, hey, I can get a tax credit if I do solar. And we actually do a solar report that can tell you where the best area of your roof would be to install it. So this is a huge pilot program that we're actually doing. Not only that, as far as like the plant health, like if you have a nursery, a farm, and you're trying to figure out, hey, where are my crops needing the most water? We can actually do an autonomous flight over your whole property and tell you where you need more water. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So,
now, going back to the solar thing, have you guys talked with David Ringo from 3D Solar? I don't know if that's he's one of our show partners. So you know he's a Tampa Bay Business Journal top 50 Fast 50.
Fast 50.
They were on number 8 last year.
Wow. Yeah, I know. I got to get in contact with him because I'm super excited about this new technology, especially with the drone. I keep looking out there to see if there's anybody doing this, and it doesn't seem that there's a lot of people. So we're trying to capture this side of the market before anybody else does, because if you don't, but I just feel like with the roof inspections and the roof reports, a lot of people can use it. They're a lot faster. They're easier to get. It takes us probably about 15 minutes to actually do the autonomous flight to get all the pictures we need. And then you're talking about maybe like a 3-hour turnaround on the report. And I'm talking about an in-depth report with all the pitches, everything. So, and with the solar, I mean, we're doing solar fields in Orlando right now that we're doing for an engineering firm. And literally we go out there and do progressive photos with the same software, and it gets a 3D map. So, every day that site could change. We're talking about maybe construction companies where they actually have a site where they're trying to figure out how much volume from this stockpile actually left yesterday. So we could literally go to this stockpile after we do the autonomous flight and be like, okay, it actually took this amount, this amount of tonnage out of it. Wow. So it's really cool because it actually, helps all the contractors on site to keep track of their materials very closely.
Wow.
So,
that's very cool.
So there's
Let me reset real quick. Manny Febre here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. So Manny Febre Frameworks, not only real estate photography, so much more. Getting into working with engineering firms. We just mentioned the solar applications. How much, let me ask you this, how much of artificial intelligence are you seeing in your business?
I'm actually seeing a lot. There's a lot of post-processing companies that are trying to get with us, and basically what they do is they have softwares that automatically edit photos, and they're trying to pitch it to me. The only thing is that you don't know if you can count on them. Count on them because these are out of the United States. These are people from I've gotten from India, all kinds of different places with these new companies. Like I said, the real estate photography industry is super brand new. So I mean, we're just really just kind of entering in where it could really expand on so many levels. But another thing that I was wanted to touch on, I know it's COVID and it's tough to actually do vacation rentals, but what I've seen a lot, Brandon, is I go onto Airbnb and VRBO, and I'm looking at these houses and I'm just thinking, man, you could be making so much more money if you just spent $125, $150 and put some professional photography. Not only that, it's a whole new game plan, because right now, if you think about it, with an Airbnb, you could rent that out at $80 a night. Okay. At the end of the year, you'll have $36,000. Okay. Now, let's say you have a regular lease for 12 months. We're talking about $1,000 a month, $12,000. Right. So you have a big advantage with these rentals now with Airbnb and VRBO. Maybe you're not just stuck to just doing leases now if you want to make more money. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's not a hustle. You definitely got to hustle to get these places rented out, but a good direction to go is get your vacation rental professional photos, get a drone video, get a video walkthrough. It's going to be yours forever. You're going to have that property. You want to maximize your profits, and just for the young people out there, keep away from depreciating assets. Buy appreciating assets. Don't buy a brand new car. Go buy a house.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where you come in, Brandon, and you help them out. Because I just see so many of our young people just not very educated with their finances, and it just kills me.
They'll pay thousands of dollars for a
Rolex or whatever.
Yep.
But let me tell you something. What is that going to do once, or when they try to impress the girls, and then all of a sudden the girls go, wait a minute, so you're driving an S550 and now you're living in an apartment?
Yeah.
It's like, I was waiting for a big old mansion.
Yeah.
But this is the problem with our young folks today is there's no education there. Just stay away from depreciating assets. Buy appreciating assets.
Yeah, that's the key, is you want to buy things that appreciate. And especially when you look at, we just had Diane on the show.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you're a first-time buyer and you get pre-approved through Diane,
Exactly.
you go out and you buy a Ford 4-unit quad,
exactly.
triplex, a duplex, right? You live in one side, you live a little humble for the first 2 or 3 years. Yeah, you're going to live next to your tenants. You're going to have those issues of, well, hey, the toilet, whatever, there's different problems. But think about the passive income and the ability to grow. And then not only that, now you've got income coming in monthly. You got the appreciation. So every year, especially here in Tampa Bay,
absolutely,
we're appreciating.
Exactly.
You have the tax write-offs.
Yep.
So there's so many advantages. And then you have the idea of, hey, eventually Airbnb renting that thing out all the time.
Yeah.
Moving on to your next house.
I mean, that's what I think with, okay, let's go conservative and go to college. Okay. Get our degree, broaden our knowledge. But then after that, now what? Now do we go and we buy the house, the cars and stuff? Or do we buy a smaller house, something that is below our means?
Yes.
We rent that out.
Yep.
And then buy another one, and now you're sitting pretty at 30 years old. Something that I wish I would have done when I was younger. That's why I like to, voice it on the radio, just so everybody knows out there that if you start young, you could really retire by 40, no doubt.
Yeah. Well, I kind of wish I kept my first house. I mean, I made a little profit on it, back when I wrote it out right.
Yeah.
But, instead of taking the 30, 40, 50 grand, whatever it was, think about the money I could have had over the time. Plus, every time you buy and sell real estate, you're paying costs, dock stamps. The governor's got to play golf, right? You're paying all the different fees with closing. So when you look at the long-term ability of real estate, and then think about the alternatives. If you're going to invest in the stock market, we know what those guys do. They're falsely inflating. They took a lot of the Trump tax dollars and put it back into stock buybacks to make their stocks look like it's more expensive.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's so much manipulation going on in the stock market. Yeah. So if you look at all your different alternatives, where am I going to go? And we know mutual funds. Yeah. If you read Tony Robbins' book, Money to Master the Game, 95% of all mutual funds don't outperform the market. So you can simply invest into the basic indexes, your S&P 500, your index, and you're going to win on the long run just by having I think they call it like a universal life type policy. Yeah. So there's other investments that you can have, some of your money going to that's safer. But if you're picking stocks, you're probably not going to pick right over the long term.
No, and if you are picking stocks, go with the blue chips, because the blue chips, a lot of them like Microsoft, Apple, I'm not telling you to invest in that, but I just feel like a lot of those, you get a good return year after year, but it's completely up to you. It's always a gamble when you do the stock market, but like you said, if you SPY, which is the S&P 500, you could literally at least get 15%. A lot of these 401ks with all these money managers, I feel like they cap you. They give you 6%. They go, what do you want to do? You want to do conservative, moderately aggressive, or whatever it is, and then you're capped out. Like last year, 2019, I had one of my friends, a 401k, the market with just SPY was at like 40%, and you're talking about them only getting a 6% return. It's crazy.
Well, some of those, what they do is they limit your upside, but they also don't let you lose anything.
Yeah.
So some of those policies, well, if the market did turn like a coronavirus or a Y2K or whatever, and it goes negative, then okay, you're capped at that floor. You don't take any losses, but you are limited on this upside of it. And that's where it's a little bit more safer for some retirees. But back to real estate, no better investment than real estate. There's no better opportunity to build wealth in real estate, and we know that. And there's so many different opportunities too. Think about, buying vacant land and farming that land.
Yeah.
What if you were to improve? You can make money by simply changing the zoning on land.
The zoning from agriculture to whatever
There's
it is.
There's a whole game there. There's a whole game plan there. Just buy the land, change the zoning, walk it through the steps, put in the infrastructure. Maybe you have a developer partner that says, I know business owners that will just simply go in and they'll lay down the roads, they'll put the sewer in there, they'll have it ready to go, and then they'll flip that to a developer who comes in.
Utility contractors, they just go. Actually, my cousins do that. They're younger, they're like, in their 20s, but they started doing just basically clearing out land, and then they got into just running the utilities and setting them up, basically paving, like you said, paving a road, setting up the parcels, and then the contractor, all they got to do is come in and hook it up to the water and sewer, whatever it is.
I love that idea. I got a property up in Pasco. I'm thinking, man, that would be go in and do that.
Yeah.
And then even on the lower end, if you didn't want to get into the whole long-term deal of building a stick-built home, bring in some mobile homes, nicer modular homes. And then all of a sudden you got a development that's ready to go. Pasco County, people don't mind that.
Yeah, how about those little tiny homes? Have you seen those?
Yeah, what's going on with the tiny home thing? That was a big thing a couple years ago.
I saw the tiny homes. What was it? They made them in Ybor City or West Tampa, I think, where they're they're livable. But I always think if somebody bought like a parcel of land and actually had like, I don't know, 10 of them stacked up there, I mean, it'd be pretty crazy to see.
Yeah. Well, what the zoning density they would allow and things like that. But yeah, that tiny home, that was an interesting phenomenon that came on. All right, so when we come back, more from Manny Febre. We might have William Crowley with us, and then we also have our feel-good story of the day. Every day, we're going to tell you something positive here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So today's is a good one. It's a school bus driver. He's inspired by students, gets college degree. Find out about that and more right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check out consumerqb.com.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team. Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, or investing. We're a negotiation expert as well, certified negotiation expert and we actually teach negotiation to other realtors here in Tampa Bay. So we'd love to help you buying, selling, or investing. Reach out to our hotline. Anybody that you heard on the show, we'd love to connect you with them. 813-670-7372 is our consumer advocate hotline. Give us a call on the hotline at 813-670-7372. And quick property listing here, 516 Alt 19. This is in Palm Harbor. Vacant land available to build right here in Palm Harbor. Now, you've got the approximately $40,000 worth of value of architectural plans already in place. 0 Alt 19 Palm Harbor, aka 516 Alt 19 Palm Harbor. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. That's platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
Every day we're going to tell you something positive in our feel-good story of the day.
Tell me something good.
All right, so this is a school bus driver in Massachusetts has earned his college degree after students he drove to school inspired him to go back to the classroom. Clayton Ward's family owned a school bus company in Tennessee, and when he moved to Massachusetts, he followed in their footsteps and became a school bus driver. He didn't realize at first that the students he was transporting to school, he said, would be his inspiration to head back to the classroom himself. Quote, I really enjoy working with the kids, especially high school students, and during bus school routes, we would chat about their classes. He enrolled in Mass Bay Community College in 2019, working full-time, driving the school bus while attending classes. And, quote, it wasn't easy. I had to drive my route in the morning and the afternoon, take classes in between shifts, and take night classes, online classes. And, what a level of commitment right there. And then it goes on to say how just 1 year Clayton completed his associate's in arts degree, liberal arts, and transferred to Farmington State University and to pursue his bachelor's degree in the fall and a minor in secondary education. And he will be recognized at Mass Bay's commencement ceremony after receiving the following awards: highest honors, all college award, 4.0 GPA, and all division award for having the highest GPA in all humanities. So feel good story of the day. There you go. There's a good feel good story of the day right there. I like that one. The guy's committed, right?
Yeah, man. He had the kids chirping on his ear, and they told him, hey, go ahead and change your life.
That's
and
right.
He did it.
He did it. He took action. All right, we're going to jump into our lightning round. We got William Crowley, Diane, Vance, Manny, Febre here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, the lightning round. All right, ladies first, Diane, Vance, top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom.
If you have a forbearance, you have 4 options: reinstatement, repayment plan, lump sum payoff, or modification. Please call your lender, and they will explain the differences.
Perfect. So the best step is to call the lender, maintain communication with the lender,
Correct.
Diane.
Absolutely.
Excellent. All right, good stuff. William Crowley, the credit magician.
Yes, know your consumer laws. They were put in place in 1970. There's nothing in there about filing bankruptcy, debt consolidation, consumer credit counseling. All these programs are just programs to make somebody money outside of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Be familiar with these laws. It's less expensive, and it also gains you more knowledge. We teach all this to our clients.
Excellent. All right. William Crowley, the credit magician, raiseourscore.com. Manny Febre, top tips, parting words of wisdom.
All right, we're currently in Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, expanding out to Naples. If you're a photographer or somebody interested in that kind of field, give us a call. We're looking for people to shoot houses and enjoy what they do.
Excellent. Manny Febre, Febre Framework, Sean Febre. You've heard Jeanette on the show, and they've got a great team over there, growing business, and reach out and support them. FebreFrameworks.com. All right, today I want to talk a little bit about negotiation. I talk a lot about negotiation to our team, also other realtors. I educate other realtors around negotiation and strategies. So whether your goal is to close more deals and enhance personal relationships, there's simple things that you can utilize. Number one is a mirror. A mirror is simply just relaying back to that person that you heard them. You're going to use a mirror to bounce back. Typically, it's the last 1 to 3 words of what they said in that sentence that you want them to repeat or elaborate on. So a mirror, then you can also label. A label is just assigning some type of a value to what they said. It seems like, it sounds like, it feels like, and then inserting what they said here. It seems like this. That way they know you're listening to them, and they're going to elaborate more on that. And it's not offering a target either, because you didn't say they were this way. You simply said it seems like they are acting this way, or this is what they feel, right? And then also make sure before you enter a negotiation, you have a BATNA, okay? It's a best alternative to a negotiated agreement, your BATNA, all right? So not every negotiation is going to work out like you want it to, but at least if you have some set of circumstances, something that you can fall back on called your BATNA, you're going to have at least something that you're like, hey, this is better than just walking away from the table completely. This is my best alternative to a negotiated agreement. And then you could support that, and hopefully your counterpart will work with you on that as well. So there's some quick tips on negotiation strategy from the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate, of course. So we got a great team here. Diane, Vance, back to you. Final word, parting words of wisdom, if you could elaborate.
If you have any questions, just give me a call at 727-647-8199 or reach out to the show or go to my website, DianeVance.com.
All right, DianeVance.com. And William Crowley, final thoughts.
He dropped off.
William dropped off. All right, Manny Febre, final thoughts here.
All right. We are the easy button of real estate photography. So if you need your house photographed, you need videos, Matterport, call us at 813-906-8300. And if you need your driveway or house pressure wash, priority pressure washing, call them.
That's right. Yeah, Sean opened up priority pressure washing. A great idea. Yeah. Combination business. A lot of times you show up to the house, it's like, hey, you sure you want us to take photography of this home? And we could have Sean come out and do a quick pressure wash on it, make it look twice as good.
Yeah, especially when you're painting your house. I mean, you need a pressure wash your house because you have to take off the old paint or, get it nice and a nice surface before you do paint it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they want the house pressure wash and they end up pressure washing the driveway as well. So, everybody wants a fresh driveway, especially with the HOAs hounding you. Yeah. Make sure your house is looking good.
That's right. All right. Hey, another great show. I want to thank our expert contributors, our producers for the show, and all of the fine folks listening and viewing our TV show. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter. We'd love to connect with you on Facebook as well. Give us a thumbs up on Facebook. Platinum MVP Team, Keller Williams Realty, and the Consumer Quarterback Show page as well. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another and make it a great day. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check out consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time